Hey guys, what's happening? So this is the first lesson on Easy as Pie. I'm excited and nervous. Let's carry on, shall we? So I'm going to start off looking at Farrington, and Farrington is a study which is known as the Cambridge study into delinquent behaviour. Let's start off with the participants. There were 411 boys, all from East London and state schools, and were predominantly working class. They were all around 8 years old in 1954, and the sample included sets of twins and brothers. This is important because it allows us to compare the results of twins, which are biologically the same, and although we don't have the results of that, that's a factor you might want to look into. So the aims of the study for Farrington were to map out the duration of criminal behaviour. He wanted to see where it started, where it ended, and where it peaked. And in addition to this, another aim of the study was to see what different factors there are, protective and risk factors, that could affect criminal behaviour frequencies. The study is a longitudinal study, and the results are gathered from interviews and police record searches at the age of 48. So let's move on to the results, shall we? Farrington found that offending peaked at the age of 18, where almost 1 in 10 people had committed an offence. He also found that if you convict between the ages of 10 and 13, you're more likely and almost certain to be reconvicted at least one more time. Although the police records dispute this, 93% of the people in this study claim to have committed a crime at least once. Which kind of makes sense because sometimes the police don't actually file the crimes that happen, because it has to go through a process, and people actually getting charged is actually a lot less frequent than you'd think. So we can assume that these self-report statistics are quite accurate. Farrington found a group of offenders called chronic offenders. These constitute for only 7% of the offenders, but make up for 50% of all crimes. These guys were bad news. They were the very definition of delinquent behaviour. He found some characteristics of these chronic offenders, which included them likely to have more high-daring, young mothers, disruptive families, lots of siblings, and a low popularity rating among their peers. Farrington found that about 80% of people at the age of 32 were leading successful lives, and he found almost 90% at the age of 48. Even the chronic offenders improved their chance of leading a successful life between the ages of 32 and 48. So what can we see from this study? Well, we can see the fact that the offending peaks at 18, which isn't too much of a surprise because the hormones are going everywhere, right? But we can also see that if you learn these criminal techniques at a young age, they tend to get ingrained. In addition to this, we can see that as people get older, they're less likely to turn to crime, and we can see that there are a group of people who are just predisposed to crime. No matter what you do, they're going to be causing a lot of your crimes, and they're a very small percentage. In the end, Farrington concluded that offending is not just something that poor children do. It's not something that kids just happen to do. Offending happens when there are many deviant areas in a child's life. And he also concluded that it's very important to intervene in these offending families with the young mothers and the many siblings before the age of 10, which is what he found would often lead to an additional conviction. And that was Farrington! I don't know if you can tell how hard my heart is beating. I don't know why this is like really nerve-wracking for me. I guess I've never taught really much before. So I hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if there's anything you don't understand, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Whew! God. My heart is going like the clappers. Anyway, I'm gonna go, but you can click an annotation anywhere around to move on to a different study, or click an annotation at the end of the video to go to a different subject. But that's been all. I've been Ollie here at Easy as Pie, and I'll see you guys next time. Ollie out. Whoa!